What up gamers, I'm Jason and today on Dice & Dragons I'm going to be unboxing Robotech Brace for Impact. Now this game is designed by Nick Ferris and published by Strange Machine Games and Japanime Games. Now this is a real-time game, meaning you gotta be quick. One player will take control of the Zentraedi forces attacking the SCF-1, up to another 14 players, that's right, you can play 2 to 15 players with this game, will take on the roles of the defenders of the Macross as they need to stop the Zentraedi forces and hopefully survive to reach Earth before it is destroyed. Well, the destruction part may not be included in the game, but for those of you that know the show, well, you know that it fits. So with that being said, let's take a look at what's in the box. Now let's take a look at what's in the box for Robotech Brace for Impact. We'll just slide this over. Now we've got the rule book, similar art style to Attack on the SCF-1. Looks like we got a similar layout in terms of just the background and the font. Now I haven't gone over the rule book, but looks like we got everything we need well organized. The overall setup, the explanations of how to play. We do also have instructions to play with an audio track. That is pretty cool, but it doesn't look like there is any quick reference card. So maybe there is some, sorry, I didn't mean a card. I mean a reference guide on the rulebook. Maybe there's a card that is in the box. Now here we've got some tokens, the hull, the armor, life support systems, reflex furnace. Now these are very thick pieces of cardboard, which I like. Now this one's already coming out, so we'll just take a quick look at it. So overall, I gotta say, pretty good component quality. We've got these different zones. Now this is one-sided. It does have a hole in the middle. Not quite sure what that's going to be for. You do have some different tokens. So reflex furnace -1, life support -1, armor -1. All of these effects are negative, and it does look like they fit in to the board as such. We're not gonna, well, we can take it out. We've got some room. This is a smaller box game. We also have a few different sand timers, a yellow one, a green one, as well as a red one. So we get those as well. Now, all the other components are cards. So let's take a look at what we get for these decks of cards. And what I'm guessing right here is that this deck is for the Zentraedi player. Let me take a look. They're all listed as enemy tactics. So actually, maybe not. Event cards. Looks like we got some different effect cards, as well as enemy commanders. So let's take a look at the other side of the card. So we got the different enemy commanders. So these are the Zentraedi and what they can do in the game. So inflict 2 damage to any one system, destroy all deployed ships, deploy up to 4 ships, do any of these 3, deploy 1 ship, or sabotage the SDF-1, which totally makes sense for Konda, Rico, and Braun. I like that we've got Miri as well. If 3 or fewer ships are deployed to 2 ships with strength of 3 to 5, and then attack. So these look to be like the different enemies that the Zentraedi leader will be using. So we've got these different cards here, as you can see. They can either be used as repair or enemy fighters. Not quite sure how these are going to come into play. You'll see that they've got a specific attack location, but then on the other side, they're listed as just repair. We'll go through and see with the battle pod. Once again, it says all draw. We'll definitely learn about all this stuff when we get into the how to play. Same thing even if we've got a cruiser. So these are the event cards. So 1 enemy approaching at high vector, 1 enemy moving to attack vector, 2 enemies on collision course. So all of these cards looks to be what happens with regards to the enemies. So incoming fire, life support reduced by 1. So everything that I'm seeing here in terms of the event cards all seem to be negative. And that'll be interesting to see how that comes into effect as we play the game. And then the last set of cards we have here were the enemy tactics cards. So Cruiser Wing 6 moves into a defensive position around the SDF-1. Target their reflex furnace. Let's see how long they last. So you're going to be using these to move the enemy vessels around. And very curious to see how this is going to work out in the game. Now I'm guessing maybe we've got some enemy cards or ships or things like that come in this package. Right now I haven't seen any tokens for enemy ships, so it'll be curious to see just how everything is going to play out. Like, we've got that hole there, and don't see anything to spin the board yet. I'm sure it'll all make sense once I've got a chance to go through the rule book. Now I could have opened the cards from the side. I'm not sure why I didn't. Just wasn't quite getting the the grip that I needed. So here we've got the RDF action cards. And by the way, one thing I gotta say, these are high quality cards. Really good finish. Probably some of the best that I've actually ever held. I don't feel like you're gonna have to sleeve this at all. So we've got a lot of RDF actions actually. Going through it, all this entire deck are different actions for the players, which makes sense as this game can support up to 15 players. It is a fast-paced action game. So let's see what we have. We have armor breaches all over the port side. Life support is failing fast in section 12. So coordinates for attack have been verified. So I'm not sure. It looks like this is +1, maybe healing. Perform an attack on targets in the sector. Armor is being shredded by those enemy cannons. We can deploy scouts. Macro city armor is compromised. So these cards will let you trigger attacks, heal cards, deploy armor repair teams, and basically you're going to be tossing these down. And from what I gather from the game, just reading the back of the box, so you can use destroids, scouts. So you'll be throwing all these different cards down as fast as you can to keep the ship repaired while trying to defeat the Zentraedi player. So you do have a nice stack of these cards. So looks like we got a fair bit of variety. So we're going to put all the cards back right there. Let's start getting everything all boxed back up. The sand timers will fit there. Place for the reflex furnace. Looks like we got a nice spot for all the tokens on the other side. And actually, just because there's really not many of them, save myself a little bit of time later and get these components punched. We're going to actually do have some extras that we won't need. Get these sorted into some baggies to make sure they don't go everywhere later. Get that last token in there. Then we just have the board as well as the rule book. And we'll get that boxed all back up nicely. So there you have it. You've taken a look at what's in the box for Robotech Brace for Impact. And keep it right here as I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you'll find links to all of our social media feeds: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you'd like to see some pictures from Robotech Brace for Impact, well, once we get to the table, they will be there. You can also see some hints as to what's coming up on the channel, and a lot of our previously played games have tons of images there. Also popping up in front of me are going to be links to some of our previously released content. Well, the one over here is going to take you to our most recent release, whereas the one in front of me is going to take you back to our review on how to play of Robotech Attack on the SDF-1. And with that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.